Hi, welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. Today we're going to talk about what is actually keeping you from growing as a singer. It's kind of like what is keeping you stuck when it comes to becoming a more confident, stronger, vocally, just empowered singer and performer is really what I want to talk about today. And what I want to talk about, where I'm going to start with this, is actually I'm going to start with myself and what I have noticed has kept me stuck and what I want to share with you so that you don't do the same thing. Um, by the way, if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, I just want you to know that if you haven't joined my email list, you should go ahead and join it by going to creativelybyestelle.com/warmup. You get a free warm up when you sign up there and you join my email list. And if you're listening to it today, you'll be able to, by the end of this week, you should be able to get your registration information for the spring 2026 schedule for my studio, Creatively Performing Arts. It's going to be different from what it has been. I've been doing a lot of like one-on-one, like one-time lessons, and I have my course and whatnot. But spring registration this year is going to be different. I'm really doing something a little bit different than I've done before. I'm excited to talk to you guys about that. And you guys, my podcast people, you will know. But if you're on my email list, you're kind of like an insider. You get to get the information even before the podcast does. So I want to make sure that you're on that list so that I can send it out to you guys who are on the list, who are really wanting to be insiders in this studio, in this space that I'm in, that we are creating together. I really want us to create a community. And so yeah, go to creativelybyestelle.com/warmup. You get a free warm up and you'll be able to sign up to join my email list, and then I'll be able to share with you spring registration for the studio and the fun things that I have planned for next year. So I hope that you can get on that. But I will tell all of the podcast listeners, because you guys are my people, I'll tell you all before the new year as well, or at the very start of the new year. You guys will hear about it as well, so that way you can get in on what I'm doing in the spring. So that's exciting. So now I'm going to get into what might be keeping you from growing as a singer. I'm just going to share honestly about what has been challenging for me that I really recently came to the realization about. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. So, what I recently came to the realization about is that I have been struggling with a lack of clarity and really knowing what I'm going for and what I need to be moving towards, specifically as a singer, as a performer, in my voice, but also just like where I need to develop and what I want to be doing in my industry, how I want to be, um, like what I need to be doing, because I was just struggling like with feeling stagnant vocally, not really sure how to move forward, how to grow the ways that I want to grow. Like I feel confident in my voice. You guys know I've done the work. We talk about this on the podcast all the time, doing the work of knowing your voice, practicing, putting yourself out there, expressing, and then continuing to improve. Well, I've been in this journey for a few years now, and I have been improving, but I have felt kind of stuck. Like I know that there's more that I need to, there's just like further that I need to go. I don't know, have you felt that way before? Like you feel like you've done the work, but not, there's something in the way of you going to the next level as a performer, as an artist, just as a creative person. Or even for me, I feel like it's more technique wise, but yeah, so there are just some things that I just felt like I haven't been moving forward in technique wise, as a singer, as an actor, as a performer, as a dancer, like, and so really what I've been lacking is clarity of like what exactly I need to do, where I want to go. And that's just like affected me when it comes to like booking roles, not getting the roles that I want to get, not doing the things that I want to do. And I just decided like I don't want to do that anymore. I need to get that clarity. And I didn't even realize the lack of clarity was the issue, I think, until I actually was willing to ask for help. And one lesson later, one lesson after literally one, maybe two lessons with a coach that I have felt connected with for a long time. She's actually been on this podcast before and have felt so motivated by. And I have, like, just after one or two lessons with her, I feel so much more clarity. I feel like I know exactly what I need to do moving forward. I'm still figuring it out. I don't have everything together. I'm not God, but I do have a next clear step. And it really came from that being willing to ask for help and being willing to just like go to the person who I feel connected with, go to the person who I believe God is calling me to work with, go to the person who I'm motivated by. And so if I'm that person for you, I would love for you to join the email list so that way we can connect to each other and I can share with you about the spring registration. But regardless, like whoever it is, being willing to ask for help is just something I cannot recommend enough. And I have a really hard time asking for help. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I love listening to podcasts. I think because I think part of why I love listening to podcasts, even though it's like a genuine love, but also it's like you don't have to actually ask anyone. You know what I mean? Like you could just listen to a podcast, learn what you need to learn, and then move on. You don't have to like connect. I mean, you're connecting with people. Like I connect with the people that I've listened to their podcasts for years, right? But it really wasn't until I actually like worked with the person. Like I've worked with people that I listen, whose podcasts I listen to, because I connect with them. Um, and it's when I do that that I'm like I actually take the action and I actually grow. Like I do take the action from listening to the podcast. But that's one step. But I think because I struggle to ask for help sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, or a lot of the times, it's a lot easier for me to just listen and try to do it on my own. Having listened to an episode or watched a YouTube video or whatever, read a book, listened to an audiobook, more likely, than for me to actually try to work with the person and admit that I actually need help. Like that is hard for me to do, and I'm not even going to pretend otherwise. But being willing to ask for that help has given me the clarity, and I really think that if you are struggling with like growing as a singer, it might just be that like you think that you need to focus on your breath, but that might not even be it. Like it might be that you just don't have the clarity of like what to do next. And it took literally 2 lessons with this incredible coach to realize that for myself. And so find someone that you feel connected with and ask for that help. But what I really want to get into is that once you know, which you do now know, that lack of clarity might just be the thing that is stopping you from growing as a singer, what you do next is so, so important. So, in order to really solve that lack of clarity, number one, definitely be willing to ask for help. I really, really encourage that. If it's not me, find someone, please. Like local. There are so many local, amazing vocal coaches. I've worked with vocal coaches local to me. The one that I'm talking about right now, she's fully online, so I only work with her virtually, and it's so amazing. But if you really prefer in person, find someone in person. Like it doesn't matter. I'm only virtual. If you know, unless you live in North Carolina, then you can hit me up and we can talk. But I'm only virtual otherwise. But if it's not me, find someone. So being willing to ask for help is one thing that's really going to help you with that lack of clarity, because someone else can see what you can't see, and they can hear in your voice what you maybe aren't able to parse out, even if you are doing what I've advised and recording yourself, listening back to yourself, really doing the work that I've shared with you here, and you're doing that. That's amazing. But to really get to the next level that you want to get to in 2026, to really move forward as a singer in this next year, like I really recommend asking for help. And again, I know it's so hard sometimes. Like I'm really that kind of person who I want to be independent. Like I want to do it all on my own. I like being able to say that like I did it on my own, but I know that it's by God's grace, first of all, and second of all, we need people. That's just a fact. So yeah. So choose someone that you connect with, choose someone that is helpful to you, that you feel connected to, that you feel motivated by, and ask for help. But then, other than that, I also want you to just connect to, like, why do you want to do this? And I talk about this a lot, knowing your why, but, like, why do you want to, what has helped me, some of the things that have helped me with this clarity piece, to help me feel like I can really grow as a singer and move forward, is to know why I want to do this. Why do I want to do this thing that is to perform? And actually before that might be know what you want. I wrote down my notes. I said, know why you want to do this, know what you want. But I think maybe knowing what you want might come first. So what do you want specifically? Do you want to be a singer who sings at open mic nights every week? Do you want to be someone who is sharing your songs that you write, and that you play guitar and you write songs and you share those songs on Reels on Instagram and TikTok? Is that the singer that you want to be? Are you the singer? Do you want to be going live on YouTube and singing? I don't know. Do people do that? I'm sure. Do you want to be like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be auditioning for community theater? Do you want to be auditioning for local theater, semi-professional theater shows, or professional theater shows, regional theater? You know, what is it that you want? I had to really come to terms with what I want, to be able to say it out loud, and that that alone provides so much clarity. That alone will help you move in the right direction if you know specifically what you want. Don't pretend that you don't want the thing that you want to do. Some of you guys are listening to this and you're like, oh, I just want to sing as a hobby. No, you don't. You probably don't. If you're listening to me for long enough, I highly doubt that you really want to just do this on the side. I feel like a lot of you, well, I could be proven wrong, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I just know that a lot of you actually want to. You guys are like me. You want to be on Broadway, or you want to have your own record label. What? No, you want to have your own album. You want to be picked up by a record label. I don't know what's the terminology for that, but you want to be a pop singer. Let's say that. Or you want to be doing this professionally. A lot of you might want that, and just say that. Like, come to terms with that and be okay with that. And if you really genuinely want to be singing as a hobby and you want to do really, really well, that's amazing too. Own it. Or if you really, really want to be in ministry, you want to be singing, at different churches around your city. You want to be ministering at your home church with power and with passion and clarity. Like, that's amazing, but own it. Know what you want and declare it confidently. Because especially when you go to a vocal coach, you want to be able to share that with them. But like, I really, really want to become like the lead, like a worship leader at my church. I really want to, because I genuinely love worshiping God with my voice. Like, own whatever it is that you want to do. Know that that is what you want. We're going to talk about this in the next episode, actually, about how we take ownership of that really and fully. But it starts here. Like, that's how you're going to start with your clarity. And then you're going to dig into why do you want to do it. Okay, you know that you want to be on Broadway. You know that you want to perform in community theater. Why do you want to do that? Oh, because I love staying connected with other theater people in my area. Amazing. That's a great why to have. Oh, because I know that I want to tell stories that are empowering and uplift voices of color on Broadway. That's incredible. What a great why that is. Whatever that why is that you have, write it down, know it like the back of your hand, and hold on to that. And then from there, you're going to make a plan and you're going to follow through. This is how you take action. Because if you are not growing as a singer the way that you want to, or you haven't this last year and you're ready to do that in this new year, you got to make a plan and you got to follow through. So that plan, you guys, I've mapped out that plan for you a lot in this episode, or not in this episode, but in this podcast, as well as on my course. In my course, and I also do this with students one-on-one, we work on knowing your voice, knowing how your voice works. What are the registers of your voice? How does breath support actually work? Know your voice, right? This is part of your plan, is to really get to know your voice. You can do this with a teacher who you trust. That's a great way to do this, or you can do this on your own by listening to my podcast. Whatever you got to do, get to know your voice a little bit more. Sing a lot, record yourself back and listen back to your voice, get to know your unique voice. Then start to practice. Really use my vocal warm-ups that I have on this podcast, or go to creativelybyestelle.com/warmup so you can get the vocal warm-up that I recommend to all of you to sing every single day. And you also get on my email list that way. But you can use that and practice every single day, at least like 5 days out of the week to start, or every other day to start. Practice a song that you love to sing. Really work on that. And then start to put yourself out there to audition, to perform online, to do whatever you gotta do. And then work on improving. Get feedback from people. Get feedback from your friends. Get feedback from a vocal coach. Get feedback from me in my free Facebook group. You can post them there and I will give you free feedback over there. Tag me on Instagram on a video that you sung your favorite song in, and I will, cheer you on in the comments, right? Get feedback, and that's how you will continue to improve. So make that plan and follow through. Actually take the action. So if you are not growing as a singer, or you haven't grown as a singer the way that you really wish you could have this last year, maybe it's because you didn't have a clear plan, right? And you didn't actually follow through. If you did have a plan, right, you got to take the action. And then you'll be able to really walk in the clarity that you need to really grow as a singer. So I really believe that the thing that's stopping us from growing, from my most recent experience, has been just like lack of clarity. And if that's you, if you just feel like you're not really sure about what you want to do, where you want to grow, or you think you know, but you're not really actually doing anything about it, right? Then this is going to help, right? Making sure that you have that clarity is going to start by number one, being willing to ask for help. Get support. Go to a singing class. Go to an acting class. Go to a dance class. Go to whatever class you need to go to level up. Know what you want, and then know why you want to do it, and then make your plan and follow through. I'm here for you guys. You know that I am. Go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio. creativelybyestelle.com/warm-up if you want to get on my email list and get that free warm-up. And I will be talking to you guys on Thursday. I can't wait to chat with you more. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the performing arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.